What is going on, fans of the PMC? I am Cloud Envy. With me, as usual, is your favorite physician, Dr. V. You want to introduce yourself, buddy?
Yo, what's up, Pokemon Master Cup fans? We're here doing power rankings for you this season of the D-League, so look forward to that. Alright.
Every week on the dot.
Yep. These will be going up every Thursday, I believe, is what our schedule was for it.
I was not told a schedule.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are going up on Thursdays, is what JSpecs wanted for power rankings. So we'll try to stick to that as much as possible.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. So, these power rankings, we did try to base it up mostly off of just the draft. And we're going to explain a little bit why we put certain teams where, and don't get angry about it if you're not ranked where you want to be. Just prove us wrong. But you are where you are. You're not. Yes. It's not going to change.
There is definitely going to be some butthurt here, but deal with it. Deal with it and prove me wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's just, if you prove us wrong, then we'll move you up. If not, then you'll stay where you are, or move down. One of the two. So, all right, let's get started with our number 12.
All right, I'm gonna kick this one off. It seems like we have a good match here. Number 12 is gonna be the Maxximum Charizards, coached by Maxx, a newcomer actually.
And I have him as number 12 as well, actually, for my rankings on here. Now, do you want to go over why you put him there?
You know what? I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one, just because I'm gonna try not to be mean about it. I'm gonna try to think of some nice words to say.
All right. So, for me, the entire thing was he had a good possibility for having interesting mons and putting interesting sets, but the majority of his mons that I saw, they have really limited sets that actually make them viable in League format, if you get what I'm saying. Like, he has Mega Charizard Y, Heatran, but there's only so many things you can do with Charizard Y, and I just don't know how much he can change them up from week to week to make him to surprise his opponents.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I mean, I see what he's trying to do here between Hippowdon and Zard Y, trying to control two weather possibilities, but that's really going to limit his team building. I mean, you've got Zard Y on a squad with Ferrothorn and a Jinx who is pretty well known for having dry skin. I see Stoutland working really well with the Hippowdon, but at the same time, it just doesn't fit that well. Not in one squad. I mean, if you can use it, I mean, go for it.
Yeah,
that's all there is.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna take a lot to be able to use them all together, but it'll be interesting to see if he can make them work.
If he can, I mean, good for him. Like, again, it's gonna take a lot of skill. I have no idea how this guy battles. I do believe it's his first draft league, though.
I think so, but so we'll see how much he improves and stuff throughout the season with this. Alright, so moving on to number 11. I have the Maryland Mienshaos, coached by... what was it?
That is Jack, I believe.
That is Jack, the Mien Doge. Alright, so... who did you have at number 11?
My 11 is actually the Washington Talonflames, coached by Spencer.
Okay, so obviously we have a different opinion here. Do you want to go over yours first?
Yeah, sure, why not? Spencer, I'm liking your squad, man. I'm liking it a lot, but a couple problems I'm seeing with it. You've got a couple levitators, not bad. One flyer. But your team is not going to like spikes. It's really not. Especially with the amount of bulk and lack of speed you have, I can see you having to switch out more times than not. Shandy with Trick Room is really going to help you. I can see that working out really well. But at the same time, it's going to be a little easy to predict with the quality of players we have here.
All right. So, and Jack, for you, it's just honestly, I don't see anything that can really surprise opponents. Like, you have some good things on the team. There's Mega Altaria, there's Talonflame, Tangrowth, Gliscor, and Terrakion, but most of those, everyone runs the same sets. Like, there's only so many things you can do with them, and from what I was seeing from with your team, it's a little, you can be damaged a bit by hazards, and you have Gliscor and Starmie to get rid of them only, so I'm not sure how much your team is going to appreciate hazards, and I don't know how they're going to work together, honestly. Like, individually you have a lot of good mons, but just the 4x weaknesses and hazard entry troubles is what put you down here. Alright. So that was our number 11s. Number 10.
Number 10. Let's see real fast. My monitor just switched me over. Okay. Sorry about that. My number 10 is the Voltgate Zoroarks, coached by Dolphin.
Alright, and my number 10 is actually the Windsor Weaviles, coached by Orso. Now, for this one, I really had a lot of trouble placing him down here. Just the fact that he has Victini and Clefable, which are two of my favorite mons, really wanted me to put him up higher, but I couldn't see myself doing that after. Like, just, his team is, individually they're good, and they have reliable hazard setters and removers, but I just don't see this team having good synergy together. Like, it's, I don't know, like, I'm sure he can probably prove me wrong with his ideas of why he was drafting where he was, but I just don't know. I don't see them working together really well.
No, I can agree with that. I feel like it's one of those situations where he drafted more comfort over synergy.
Yeah.
But we'll get to my opinions on that in just a minute.
Alright, so go ahead and go over yours now, I guess.
Alright, number 10 is Dolphin. Dolphin, man, I like your draft. I do. I like Mega Aerodactyl. I like Greninja. I like Raikou. That's a lot of speed right there. You got a nice Volt Turn core between Greninja and Raikou. Vaporeon does have the Poor Man's Volt Turn with Baton Pass, but at the same time, I don't see a whole lot of synergy here. Vape, Arcanine, Vileplume would be a nice core, but Vileplume is kind of just bad.
Yeah, I definitely see why you put him there, but I do see some potential for having mons work together. Like, I don't know, like the Raikou Greninja core with our Mega Aerodactyl is something I really liked, which bumped him up in my rankings, so I'll go over that one. We get to him on mine. Alright. So, number 9. I have the Bermuda Tri-Attacks, coached by... Oh crap, what was his name?
That is Kai, I believe.
Yes it is. Alright, so Kai and the Bermuda Tri-Attacks. And what's yours?
My number 9 is the Maryland Mienshaos, coached by Jack. Now, I think this is actually one of our larger team gaps, because I have Bermuda at number 6.
Yeah, I think so, apart from Atlanta, so...
I'm gonna be,
Or Washington,
I'm excited to hear our differences on this one.
Alright. So, for this one, the Rotom Wash and Excadrill core, I like it. It's good. I thought it was really smart, but apart from those two, I don't see anything that's really a threat. Like Megazard X, I've just never seen it used really well in League format. Like I don't like it in League format. I think it's kind of useless, honestly, because you have to waste a turn setting up in order to be able to hit things heavy with it. But yeah, that's my reasoning behind it, really, for this.
Now, my number 9 again is Maryland Mienshaos, coached by Jack. There's some things I really like and I really don't like about this team. Your first 2 picks, Starmie and Talonflame, very powerful, followed by Tangrowth, a very good tank. But it seems like you just have a whole lot of tanking going on. Tangrowth, Miltank, Koffagrigus, Gliscor, and Lantern, I mean, they have offensive potential, but at the same time, it's really just a lot of physical defense. I feel like he's really going to suffer from strong special attackers, especially special wall breakers.
Yeah, I can definitely see that with his team. It's like I said, there is a reason why I had him at number 11 for it, so we weren't that far apart on our rankings for him. Okay, so now we are on to 8.
Lubero Ocho.
Okay, and 8 I had actually the Voltgate Zoroarks. So we're not as far apart as I had thought actually on that one.
Oh, you're right. Okay, good.
Yeah. Alright. Who did you have for yours?
My number 8 is the Windsor Weaviles.
Okay, so yeah, we weren't that far apart on that one either. So.
It's actually a really difficult placement for me.
Alright, so go ahead and go over yours first. I gotta pull up the team.
Alright, Windsor Weaviles, coached by Orso at number 8. I'm definitely liking Victini and Clefable. Really loving it, especially with Dawnfan and Registeel sitting there. He's got a great wall breaker with Electivire. And Salam is right below it with a late draft pick. I'm liking that. My main concerns here, Mega Absol is... I personally feel like Mega Absol's overrated for the League format. It's only got so many viable moves. Up to, I'm sorry, depending on your opponent's team. Again, it is counter format, or counter team format. I cannot talk tonight. Oh, good lord.
Well, I mean, it is pretty late, so it's alright. But yeah, I can definitely see that about Mega Absol. Like, I think most people just take it just to get the magic bounce in, but
exactly.
You have to Mega Evolve first, which wastes a turn, and unless you're going out first turn with Absol, which then people won't go for hazards and will try to kill it. So
Mega Absol, my concern there lies in regular Absol speed is so slow. You basically have to waste move on Protect, which I main Mega Beedrill, so it's definitely possible. Or you have to come in already weakened Mon and throw a Sucker Punch at it.
Yeah, definitely. But so I can definitely see why you put him there.
Past that, I'm sorry. Go on.
All right. So yeah, for Volt Zoroarks, like you said, I really liked the core that he had, but like the Mega Aerodactyl, Greninja, and Raikou core, I thought it was a pretty solid core to go to, especially with this being Protean Greninja. I like it, but I don't know, like I'm just seeing a lot of things that he can be damaged by, and like yeah, he has coverage for all of them, but lots of his mons can be, if you counter them right, they can be taken out in one hit. So
oh, I forgot to mention, one main reason I had him at number 10 is because Mega Arrow, Greninja, and Raikou is a great core until it comes to a strong physical hitter.
Yep.
They can turn into each other, but one of them's still getting smacked really hard.
Yeah, exactly. Like one mon's gonna get hit hard, and if he's predicting the switch on something and tries to go into a different mon and he gets hit with it, it's not going to be a good time for him with those. So yeah, that's why he's down there at number 8 for me. Alright, so number 7.
Number 7, I have Mesquite Mesprits, coached by Kyle.
and we actually put him in the same spot because I also have him at number 7.
Oh, great! We can do a little banter here.
All right, Kyle, your team. I honestly did have quite a bit of a problem placing him here, just because I've seen Kyle battle and I know his style and what he can do with some of these mons, but outside of Mega Metagross and Conkeldurr and Latios, there's not much that can hit really hard. Like, Togekiss is good, but sometimes you have to rely with, like, it gets outsped pretty easily, so yeah, I just see him relying on Metagross. I can't speak either. Crap. Mega Metagross a lot in this league, especially with his division being what it is, so but it'll be interesting. I know that we've both seen him do some weird things with his mons before, so I'm sure he is gonna try to prove us wrong.
I completely agree with you. I see Mega Metagross coming every week, to be honest. It's one of those mons that really doesn't need any kind of support. It just kind of goes out on its own.
Yeah, like, but at the same time, it is Mega Metagross, and no matter what's coming in on it, it's gonna hit it hard. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do.
Yeah,
this season for sure.
And again, it was really hard to put Kyle here just because I've seen him use all of these mons very effectively. But on paper, the team it's very two-dimensional.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he'll argue with us about this.
One-dimensional.
Yeah. He's gonna argue with us about this for sure, but
he's gonna call me a horse and everything, I know it.
I mean, yeah. Alright, so moving on to number 6. I have the Washington Talonflames over here at number 6.
I actually have the, oh, I missed, okay, there we go. The Bermuda Tri-Attacks, coached by Kai.
Alright, so this one was one of our bigger disagreements on this, because you had Washington ranked at 11th, I believe.
Oh yeah, they were pretty down there for me.
Yeah, so my reasoning for this was the Suicune Superior Core. I thought was it's a really intense core to get over. Suicune, we all know, is bulky as all hell, and then Superior can just wreak havoc on things, especially if someone set up a sticky web on him, or if he's got a trick room set up with Chandelure. I can see him doing that with his team quite a bit. And then Mega Scizor, I feel like it's a little underrated in League formats, honestly. Like, I enjoy using that mon, but
I have to disagree with you on that point. I feel like Mega Scizor doesn't really do anything that regular Scizor can't.
I mean, I can see that, but at the same time, it's better than some of the Megas that other people seem to get quite often, in my opinion, at least. But yeah, outside of the core that he has, I'm not seeing anything that really puts in threats, so that's why I have him ranked at 6th overall.
My number 6, Bermuda Tri-Attacks. Now this is where we kind of start to go upslope. I'm really, like, as Dr. V mentioned, the Rotom Wash extra report is very nice. Megazord X, I have to say, is probably one of the biggest threats in draft format. Just because you can do so many things with it. You've got the setup, you can go special if you want to be that guy. Defensive default Will-O-Wisp Roost is not unheard of. It's actually pretty decent build. Past that, especially if you want to run a Memento Mismagius, that's going to give you a free turn for the Dragon Dance. Just as well, Galvantula is going to run great with Sticky Web. Bramble is one of the bulkiest fairy types I can at least think of off the top of my head. Plus, he does have some very nice very nice hazard setters. And Dude, I forgot my last comment. I had another one.
Yeah, not a clue. Not a clue what you were gonna say, so.
We can just move on from there then. It's lost either.
I'm sure it'll come back at some point in the draft. Alright, so we are now at number 5. So, alright, for 5, I had the Portland Crobats at 5, actually.
Number 5, I have the Baltimore Oriolus.
Alright, so yeah, Portland, let me see my notes on here, I have them. So, yeah, I really like his team overall. Like, there's a lot of different combinations with this team that I can see working out really well. Like, Megalopony just puts in work no matter what type of game you're playing. It just does a lot of damage. Then the Hoopa and Down and Lando T set, I can see that being really difficult to get over, honestly. So I really like this team. If there was one thing I had to say about it, is that he has a lot of weaknesses to the same types. Like, while going over the teams, I noticed that he has a lot of things that are... He has like 3 or 4 weaknesses for a lot of the mons on here, and that could be a little bit of a problem at some points. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, Baltimore Oriolus. This is another one of those teams I had a really difficult time placing because of the coach. Now, Mega Sableye isn't a mon you can just pick up and use. It's got a very high learning curve, and although I know CJ is a talented battler, these are done on paper. But he's got a lot of promising mons here, a lot of speed between Jirachi, Prankster Whimsicott, Heliolisk, Speed Boost Scolipede, Hydreigon, and Manaphy. Manaphy is probably the best water type you can draft in this format, and I'm really enjoying that. He's got a great core of wall breakers. Not core. A great group of wall breakers. My only real concern here is Musharna. I know it's a great wish passer, but its move pool is just so slim. I'm really interested to see what he does with it.
Yeah, honestly, that pick really surprised me. I'm not sure if he just was rushed there or if he planned on taking it, but I'm not exactly sure what that thing can even do, honestly. Honestly, I don't think I've even ever used one for anything. So.
That's what I'm thinking. Musharna, I don't think can do much more than Jirachi can.
Oh, definitely. No, yeah. Alright, so anything else to add for number 5 right now? Or?
One last thing I want to add. Between Hydreigon and Emboar, this team is going to be doing a ton of damage.
Oh yeah, it can definitely hit people hard, which is why I have him at where I have him at. So. But I'll go over that when we get to that online. Alright.
Alright, moving on to number 4.
Alright. Number 4. I had the Kansas City Kakunas, coached by... where'd it go? Adam,
It's
the Bee's Knees.
Adam. I also have them for number 4, oddly enough.
Alright. So that makes it a little easier to go over why we have them here. So, for me, my main thing was I liked the Latias Genesect core.
Yes, absolutely.
Genesect is a monster overall. I'm not sure what we were all thinking when we decided to allow it, but when you pair it with Latias, and then you throw in the Mega Gyarados, Mamoswine, and the Florges to it, it's just a nasty team that he has overall. And I don't know, I really liked his team. I probably would have placed him higher if it wasn't for the other 3 teams above him being who they were, but yeah, I just enjoyed his team overall. And the one thing I didn't like was... where was it? I lost it. I don't know where it went. There was something that caused me to go to number 4. I don't remember what it was right now. So you can go ahead and go over your reasoning now.
Alright. A couple things I'm really enjoying about this team. The Genesect Latias core is phenomenal. Throw in Porygon 2 and nothing's hitting those 3 mons. Nothing is hitting super effectively. At all. Understandably, Porygon 2 is knockoff fodder. That's very real. But past that point, it's very solid. Especially since Genesect can go ahead and set up. Latias has the potential to set up or be defensive. It can run defog. Porygon 2 is just... it's a tank and it's a monster. It's crazy. Plus, you add in the Mega Gyarados. There's a potential Sweepmon right there. And Mamoswine, who is just so powerful in this format. It's crazy. Then Mienshaos has the ability to U-turn into any of the many potential tanks he has.
Yeah, it's like you said, there's not much that people are going to be able to do to hit things super effectively, but
I feel like this team is going to be able to apply a lot of pressure and really make use of Stealth Rocks.
Yeah, but I think that was one of the things that I didn't like about his team, actually, now that I'm looking over it again. That he only has Mamoswine and Regirock for Stealth Rocks now. I know that both are pretty good Stealth Rock setters, but I feel like on Mamoswine at least, it's kind of a wasted move slot. Especially when you can use to hit something else. And then his only hazard remover is Latias with a defog, so that was the other thing on here.
Yeah, that's completely understandable. I can see that.
Alright. But apart from that, I really have nothing bad to say about this team. Like I said, I really like it. Alright.
Right, number 3.
Alright.
We are in the home stretch of these power rankings, people. The home stretch.
So for 3, I had the Atlanta Braviaries at number 3, actually. And this is coached by Trev. So it's, yeah.
This is actually where I threw Portland Crobats.
Alright. So, do you want to go over yours first, or?
I actually have Atlanta Braviaries at 2, so we can kind of segue from there if you want.
Alright, sounds good.
Alright.
So,
Akki, man, I'm loving your team. I'm loving it. Hoopa-U, Lando T, Megalop, nothing wants to get hit by any of those mons. It's no matter what, you're destroying someone's life. That's just it. Plus that beautiful regenerator core between Moose and Slowbro. And if you somehow come in contact with a mon who's gonna hit you harder, you've still got Golbat, you've still got Avalugg. Magneton is a great Eviolite user, save for ground attacks. Plus, on the special side, there's still a Selgor who can still set up spikes. And Golurk, Golurk is the reason I have you at 3. Now, I'm not a fan of Golurk, but it still hits like a truck. But between Megalop, Lando, and Hoopa, you really don't need it.
yeah, I can agree with that. I think Golurk and Golbat were actually the reasons why I had him lower than you did. I don't like either of those mons, honestly.
That's completely understandable.
Then I'm never been a fan of having more than one Eviolite user on the team, and having Magneton and Golbat on the same team it doesn't seem like something that I would personally want to use ever.
My biggest concern here is his hazard removal is relying on, I believe, Golbat and Avalugg.
Yes, it is.
And if someone gets sticky webs up and can take care of either of those, then Hooba and Megalop are basically dead.
Yeah, so that could be a problem at some point, but I'm sure he thought about that beforehand. Like, he looks like he had a good idea of what he wanted to draft throughout the entire time. And
oh yes, Akki's a very good battler, but again, this is solely done on paper.
Yeah, but yeah, on paper, it's definitely an issue. Alright, so to my number 3, which is Trev and the Atlanta Braviaries. The Landorus Eye and Kyurem Black Core. That's gonna be a problem. Like, who let him have all these mons? Seriously.
That's such a real question.
Like, he also got Infernape, Doublade, Reuniclus, Tornadus. Like,
and if he has any issues, he can just set up some webs with Leavanny.
yeah, like, it's... Oh man, I don't understand how he managed to get all these, honestly. Like, it's ridiculous. But, yeah, he has Leavanny, then he can set up Stealth Rocks if he wants. The only two things that I didn't like about his team were, one, he has one hazard remover in Skunk Tank.
Yes.
Which is not the most reliable hazard remover. So, that I didn't like. And then Mega Audino. I don't like that mon at all. Ever since they announced it, I was like, this is stupid. Why are they giving Audino a Mega?
I agree with that. I really don't like Mega Audino at all. I have seen it used well, but you have to really know how to run Audino.
Yeah. I mean, it's got good defenses and good HP, but aside from that, it's not a good mon.
No, I completely agree.
But yeah, apart from that, I have nothing bad to say about his team.
No, I can definitely see the lack of hazard removal. If he wants to be cheeky, he can run. Oh, what's that move? What is it? Magic Coat? Is that it?
Yeah, I believe so.
He could run Magic Coat Leavanny, but there's high risk, high reward there.
Yeah, we'll see what he does. Like, we've both seen Trev. I don't know if he even knows how to lose. So.
Trev is kind of a monster. I'll give him that.
Yeah, so. But we'll see what he can do. But for right now, he's staying at 3. So on to number 2.
Due to process of elimination, I'm forced to assume your number 2 is my number 1.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe it was. So, all right, go ahead and say your number 2 since.
I'm fine. I was just gonna restate that I had the Atlanta Braviaries, but we just discussed them.
All right, so yeah, my number 2 is gonna be the New York Metagross. Yeah. So, this is coached by RG, or the original horse, due to his long flowing mane. Is that what they're called? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with it. But his team, I enjoy it. It's got Volcanion, Mega Venusaur, the Cresselia core on it. I see this having a lot of trouble with people getting over it. Like, he just has a lot of answers for a lot of mons, and I'm not sure what everyone's going to be able to do to actually hit most of these mons, seeing as he has answers for most of the things that are super effective against them. Then, yeah, he has good hazard removers, hazard setters. He just has a really well balanced team overall, and the only thing that I saw was that put him down at 2 for me was his lack of speed on the team. So he has Jolteon, Azelf, and Swellow, which Jolteon I can see doing work then, but Azelf and Swellow I'm not sure how much they can actually do. Like Azelf, usually I've seen it used as a hazard setter than exploder.
Yeah.
Usually, so I'm not sure what else I can do, honestly. But, yeah, apart from that, his speed is pretty low.
No, that's very reasonable. I actually have him as my number 1, mainly due to Volcanion and Mega Venusaur is its own Firewater Grasscore, and that's spectacular by itself.
Yeah.
This is the test season for Volcanion, so hopefully I can't see it doing badly. Volcanion really doesn't have a switch in.
No, nothing wants to take a steam eruption from this thing. Like,
not at all. That, and it has such high defenses, it's bound to live at least a Earthquake.
yeah, one hit it can definitely live, unless you're like banding or spexing something. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun to see how he uses it throughout the season. Definitely.
And
well,
the aforementioned Crestcore is beautiful, maximizing with Swellow. Yeah, Swellow isn't. It doesn't do a whole lot. It's a great late game sweep.
yeah.
But at the same time, Swellow can ease anything. He's got beautiful Volt Turn options. He can jump into Mawile, get an Intimidate, and go for the poor man's Volt Turn Baton Pass into something else who's able to eat a -1 attack and then plus off there, which I'm assuming would be Haxorus.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Yeah, I can see that happening with this team, definitely.
So I see a lot of potential with this squad. It's going to be really difficult to get over.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough choice between the top 3 for me. Like, I struggled putting each of them where they did, but yeah. Alright, so yeah, you already said your number 1, which is the New York Metagross. Mine was, by process of elimination, the Baltimore Oriolus. So,
yeah, one of our bigger gaps.
Yeah, this, I don't know, I feel like I really like the Jirachi and Mega Sableye core. Like, I'm not sure what's super effective against both of them that can hit them pretty hard.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah. Then you add in Manaphy, which best, like you said, best water type in there. Then he's got the Prankster Whimsicott to set up even more things. Like, yeah, I really thought that this team was just well balanced. Like, the only downside I saw to it was 1 Hazard Remover and Sandslash. But if you manage to get Mega Sableye out there, it's not gonna matter, because no one's gonna want to set up hazards when that's already Mega Evolved.
Yeah, once it's already Mega'd, it's just mind games.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my number 1. And like we said, these are all just based on paper for us, and it's not based on anyone's ability to battle or anything. So that will start.
Okay.
That will start probably after like week 2, once we see more people actually getting their battles in, and make sure that one person didn't have a fluke one week and just because they won a 6-0. So yeah. But
Again, guys, if you're upset by these rankings, get out there and prove us wrong.
yeah, don't just complain about it. Do something about it. Like, it's not, complaining's not going to change it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this week's Power Rankings.
All right, you want me to lead an outro here?
Go for it.
All right, PMC fans, again, welcome to the first season of the D-League. I hope you enjoyed this. If you didn't, tough shit. We will be back same time next week. That is myself, Cloud Envy, and your favorite physician, Dr. V.
Later, guys.
Have a good one.
All right.